Happy Farmin' FriYay. I'm so glad to be with you. I'm Devin O'Day. Glad to have you with us. Follow, subscribe, and share if you're with us. And you don't have to be a farmer to like Farmin' FriYay, because we're going to go to Joelton and see a new place to eat, get hardware, and have a good live show of music. Now, how about that? My friend Tammi Arender, who covers stories for RFD TV, has got some goods for us. Plus, we're going to go in our Spotlight on Business segment to some of the future farmers. And it's all brought to you by our friends at the Nashville Predators.
Hockey in Music City just hits different. It's one big honky-tonk party. It's the sea of gold in the crowd. The goals, the saves, the celebrations. It's an experience like no other. Don't miss a minute of the action this season. Visit NashvillePredators.com/tickets to get your seats today. That's NashvillePredators.com/tickets. And we'll see you at Bridgestone Arena.
The Tennessee Young Farmers and Ranchers annual fall tour took young farmers west this year to Henry County, Tennessee, with a beautiful view of Kentucky Lake at Paris Landing State Park. The stops on the tour included Middleton Lumber Company, Jones Family Farm, Tosh Farms, Tri-Turf Sod Farm, and a wildlife refuge.
Henry County is our home, and we're very proud to have everybody come and be a part of our home. Henry County is a very diverse region. We've got everything from traditional row crops, beef cattle, hogs, even some poultry in the area, 6 dairy farms. So the diversity of Henry County is really a treasure that we're proud to have, and we're glad everybody got to come out and join us.
We were still able just to show just a very, quick view of what all we do have to offer here in Henry County.
It's obviously an honor for us to be able to share, a little bit about our operation here and the impact of the forest industry as a part of the bigger picture ag industry as well. A lot of landowners are growing trees on their farm too. So when we think about forest products and lumber production or forest product production as a commodity, a lot of these folks that were in attendance today and their families, they're producing a forest product on their farms. Forest products plays a huge role, in the state's economy and in the ag economy here in Tennessee.
We've been raising tobacco for 57 years. We raise about 130 acres of soybeans. We also do 80 acres of wheat as a cover crop on our tobacco. This year we planted 60 acres of tobacco. We also run a little over 107 mama cows. Tobacco is a specialty crop. Not too many people still raises it, and it feels pretty good to describe and tell people what we do here.
There ain't nothing better than a family organization in my book. We have 11 varieties of grass from cool season to warm season. We carry some of the high-end Bermudas like Latitude 36, Northbridge Bermuda. And then we have the regular 419 Bermuda. Then we get into our cool seasons.
Ever since I've been 5 years old riding around in his truck every day, I've known that. You can go ask any of my teachers from when I was in kindergarten. They tell you that, he knew what he was going to be doing whenever he was little.
At Tosh Farms, the group got an up-close look at Tosh's hog barns, feed mill, and grain scale facility. And at the Wildlife Refuge, they learned about specific wildlife in Tennessee. And they got to witness the release of tagged monarch butterflies who migrate to Mexico for winter months. People who attend the tour say it's a fun event that's always educational.
Was good to have it here in West Tennessee and see Tosh Farms, show off the grain production and the hog barns and everything, which is actually something I'm directly involved with, the grain and hogs. And the sod farm was great, and all the other venues that they went to was, it showed West Tennessee off in one day.
The fall tour to me is probably one of the most fun events that the Young Farmers and Ranchers put on, and it's just so fun to get to see everybody, but then to go to all these different operations, because no matter what the operation is, whether it's like we saw today with Tosh Farms where they're doing swine or sod farms, whatever it is, I always feel like we learn something from them by being there that we can bring back to our operation, even if it's not the same type of operation.
These are important. It's good for you to know where your food comes from and all these things, and I enjoy it because of that and the people.
After the tours, everyone gathered back at Paris Landing for a banquet dinner where the Excellence in Agriculture Award winner was announced. This year's winner is Katie Martin of Putnam County.
It was a shock, first of all, but the best shock ever. I put a lot of hard work and effort into it, but so have so many awesome farmers and ranchers across the state. As a 4-H agent, I get to help young people learn about agriculture. I also have a cut flower farm on the side, so I get to be involved in production agriculture a little bit in that way. And then through my job with UT Extension, we also have a television series called Cultivating Communities, where we try to highlight extension work going on in counties across Middle Tennessee, as well as highlight 2 farmers in the area in each county. So hopefully that also promotes agriculture and buying local, and maybe gets to an audience that doesn't always see agriculture in the same way that we do in this room. I've never been to Puerto Rico. It's on the list, so we're excited to get to go there. Just seeing behind the scenes of how American Farm Bureau works is so exciting to me, and then getting to compete adds another layer of nervousness, but another layer of excitement as well. I was really surprised and then really honored that a couple somebodies think enough of what I do as far as promoting agriculture to name me a state winner. It's just really meaningful.
She is delightful, you guys. Katie Martin from the UT Extension Service allows us to use some of her stories on Devon's Table. And their show, Cultivating Communities, is fantastic. You don't have to even like agriculture to be pulled into these stories, because it's about the people, and the people that are our neighbors, and the people feeding our community. And it's just fantastic. Hey, have you ever thought, I'd like to buy a farm? When is it right? When is the financing right? Well, our friends at Farm Credit Mid-America have a few tips to keep in your mind if this is your dream.
One, I think, has to be a bit cautious about trying to time any market. So if you are in a position where a farm that you've been looking at for a number of years has come up for sale now, and it really does fit well into your operation, you've got the financial strength to make a purchase, it may not be a bad idea to think seriously about making that purchase, even though, my suspicion, if I'm right, is that you should be able to buy that for less next year or the year after. We just don't know what the future might hold. And I think the thing to do is to look at your operation, what your goals are for your operation, and if making this investment today seems like a prudent and sound thing to do for the long-term benefit of your business, then I would think seriously about making that purchase. But again, you've got to keep in mind that I think the future environment is going to be one of tight margins rather than the period that we came through. And so I view the tight margin scenario as the more consistent scenario in production agriculture than what we just came through over the last 10 years.
It's time for a daily yummy, and it's a little different. It's not just a recipe this time. Now we're going to a recipe for a place. We're going to go to Joelton, Tennessee. Tammi Arender is our correspondent, and she covers this for RFD TV. And she went to a place that sells, let's say, it's a hardware store, it's a restaurant, it's a live music event, all that in Joelton. Stay tuned.
If you're not looking for it, you'll miss it. Or if you're not listening for it. Only if you're on a mission to find a hardware store, or maybe grab a bite to eat at a farm to fork restaurant, or listen to some great music. What? All of that under one roof?
And I really had high hopes that it would become something more than just a sandwich shop. And in walked my partner, now Lee Miller. And he was, doing COVID and not being a chef at the moment, and he was coming in for handyman stuff, and I showed him my kitchen space, and I said, this could be a really great local food kitchen. And he was like, he kept coming back around and asking questions, and he ended up being the one. And so he brought in local burgers grass-fed local burgers, and we try to use local lettuces from local farmers when we can for our beautiful salads and to dress the burgers with. And it just, you know, he's run a restaurant before, so it was exactly what I needed, because I didn't want to be doing that all by myself.
Joelton Hardware Feed and Pharmacy, that's pharmacy with an F, is way more than a hardware store. Chris McCarthy Hauser and her husband purchased the store a few years ago.
And so we opened our hardware store longer hours, so you can get an air filter at up to 9 o'clock p.m. You can get your weed eater string or your, you know, 2-cycle engine oil, whatever you need. And you might be, when you walk through to get it, you might hear some of the best music going on in the city right now.
She had a desire to be a hub for farmers in Davidson and Cheatham counties in Middle Tennessee.
The hardware store was just, you know, where people hung out anyway, naturally. And so by adding that kitchen, it just seemed to be a natural way for us to get farm food on the table.
For Chris and her husband, Joelton Hardware Feed and Pharmacy is all about a feeling. A place where shoes are optional, but a smile is required. A place to gather, get necessities, and get that connection that only music and a meal, when shared with others, can provide.
I learned how much local food can change a community, the health of someone, and also the health of an economy. So if you want to, you know, do something that's good for the environment, the most revolutionary thing you can do is find local food and purchase it from a local farmer.
In Joelton, Tennessee, I'm Tammi Arender for RFD TV.
Don't you just love it? Find a place. Shoes are optional. The food is great. I love it. It supports local farmers. That's in Joelton, Tennessee. Thank you, Tammi Arender, for always giving us great material and great stories to share. Well, if you need a job, Walmart Distribution Center in Lebanon brings us that segment, and they are ready to hire you. Walmart Supply Chain is hiring in Lebanon. Earn up to $22.25 an hour when you join our new fulfillment center. Enjoy competitive pay and premium perks, including 100% paid college tuition, 401k match, flexible schedules, a free Walmart Plus membership that includes discounts, and free Paramount Plus, paid time off, and so much more. Fulfilling work starts right here. Text JOIN to 240-240. That's JOIN 240-240 to apply now.
We are one nation, one people. When called upon to give from within, we come together and find that our capacity to help others is limitless. What lies inside all of us is more than data. It's life. It's more than insight and medical research. It's vision and honor and compassion. What's flowing through America's veins is its diversity. The next great breakthrough will be found in each and every one of us. And what we find there will unlock mysteries and eradicate disease. We ask for 1 million individuals to come forward and stand on this landmark in history. All of us are different, and it's those very differences that will lead to answers for generations to come.
To join through 50 Forward, our wonderful organization for people like me who are over the age of 50 doing fun things all the time, join allofus.org/50forward and be part of the solution and have your voice heard when it comes to your health and how it affects everyone else's. We are doing the Daily Giggle, and this one's kind of a sweet one. This is about a little corgi who thinks that he is the mother hen, the love or caretaker for everybody.
Oh, you babies. It's okay. Mac likes the babies. Look. It's okay, Hannah. He won't come to you. Max, It's okay. Love the baby. Yeah. You just love your baby. Take care of him. Baby. Where's Dilly? Oh, he got milk face. Oh, thank you.
I just love that. Touch my goat and you die. I feel exactly that way, Hannah. Oh my goodness. It's brought to us by Zoolumination, the last weekend celebrating Chinese New Year at the Nashville Zoo.
This holiday season, the largest lantern event in the country returns to Nashville Zoo. After sunset, come see more than 1,000 Chinese lanterns. All new designs including mythical beasts, a fantastical North Pole village, even a dragon soaring over your head. Welcome back to Zoolumination at Nashville Zoo. Bigger, brighter, and better than ever.
I'm a farmer and I vote because every vote counts.
I'm a farmer and I vote because it's my privilege and right as an American, and I use my vote to support agriculture.
I'm a farmer and I vote because I like to voice my opinion.
I farm, I vote because I want agriculture's voice to be heard.
I'm a farmer and I vote to exert influence beyond my own farm.
I love the farmers who vote. I love the farmers who feed. And that's all the farmers there are. And I love our Farm Bureau here in Wilson County for giving us a great ag center to be a part of. And you know what? The farmers are doing some really interesting things to keep the home fires burning. And I like this story that Stephanie Miller did for This Week in Clarksville. It is fantastic. It's about glamping, and it's a fantastic place in Clarksville, Tennessee.
Chic, all-season glamping yurt is how you will find this cozy, private, Pinterest-worthy glamping site, also known as the Glamping Place. Owner Dar Place gives me a tour both by golf cart and by horseback. Dar, thank you so much for giving us a view at the Glamping Place. So go ahead and tell us, what is this all about?
Well, we just wanted to, the good Lord gave us a little piece of his land, and it is so beautiful out here, as you've seen today. And we just wanted to share it with folks. And so what we offer is the ability to come out here and camp on our site. You're basically just camping in our backyard. Our backyard just happens to be 50 acres. And then it butts up to another 500 acres on, the backside of downtown Clarksville, if you will. And we're like, man, this is just, we just wanted to share it. So it allows you to come out here and be secluded, have time with your family, time with your significant other. We also offer horseback riding, obviously. And so this is Henry right here, or Sir Henry as he likes to be called. And then Glory, who you rode today. Yeah. And, God's blessed us with all this, and we just wanted to share it with Clarksville. And a lot of folks have just said, there's not enough to do in Clarksville. There's things to eat. There's, we have wonderful restaurants downtown.
Right.
But there's just not enough stuff to do. And so we wanted to offer some of that stuff to do. And what's more fun than camping and horseback riding? And but with glamping, so that's a glamour camping. You show up at our tent. The bed is here, it's made, it's super plush, everything. I mean, all you have to do is bring your food and your water and whatever you want to drink, and we take care of everything else.
And and what you see here, so you're seeing the glamping site, you're seeing the spot where you get to stay. It really is a hotel style room. You have all the amenities at this particular glamping location. Share the yurt that you have there and what it's decked out with.
And so it's a Mongolian style bell tent, or a yurt as they call them. And we've had people come back and said, I'm definitely hurting for another yurt. And so I thought that was neat, but excuse me. So inside and it's completely off grid. So there's nothing, there's no electrics, it's all solar powered. And then we have a off grid shower as well. And the shower is completely heated. So it gets hotter quicker than my house shower. Nice. It's ran off of propane and a little tank. It hooks to a water hose and you have instant shower. So yes, you have a hot shower, you have a sink, you have power, you have a big plush bed, lanterns, a futon, carpets, a wood fire stove inside, and then of course a fireplace or a fire pit with a grill on the outside. And so we just tried to create this little getaway, this seclusion that you can come out here and it's just quiet, and you can come up and pet our horses even if you don't want to ride them, or get a visit from one of my GSPs, and just find a little bit of peace and quiet amongst all that hustle and bustle out there. So come out and see us.
It really is just the perfect getaway, and it's right in our backyard in Clarksville. So as we talk about why Clarksville is this beautiful place to live and to work and to call home, this is one of those many reasons. So we get to meet the people, see the places, and go to the businesses and just see the uniqueness that's right here in Clarksville. Where can we go to look to book a spot here at the Glamping Place?
So you can go to our Facebook page, the Glamping Place Clarksville. Okay. So somebody beat me to the dadgum page. So the Glamping Place and then Clarksville, because we are Clarksvillians. And so the Glamping Place Clarksville, or you can also find it on Airbnb. And then Verbo as well has a site. So yeah, Airbnb and Verbo are where most of the listings, but go to the Glamping Place and find us there right on Facebook and Instagram.
I love that place. I want to stay at that place. It just has everything. Of course, it's kind of like me leaving my farm, where I kind of glamp a little bit at my farm too. Hey, look, if I'm always looking for things. My grandma was really good at upcycling and recycling before those were even words. She just didn't throw things away. Now, she wasn't a hoarder, but what she did was find new uses. You didn't throw away any Clorox bottle because you could cut it and make a feed scoop with it, or you could make a tool with it. She even made hats with her old pieces. She knew how to cut that Clorox bottle and crochet those pieces together and make herself a sun hat. And I go, Grandma, you can buy you a sun hat. She goes, why would I do that? I crocheted me one right out of this old Purex bottle. So there you go. Well, I thought that on Fridays we would add an upcycle section. And here's upcycling with those jars that you have around the house that you just might be able to create something very cool, not just for you, but maybe for gift giving season. Craft Box is a place that I found on YouTube with a lot of great things to do. They all upcycle and they're creating these crafts that are not hard, but they really are really cool. And I loved that little vase. And I thought how cool that would be to make that for somebody or even for myself. Hey, there's a new movie coming to Netflix. It's got my little sister in it, and I thought I'd share it with you. We Have a Ghost.
Hi, everybody. A new family adventure movie is on the way to Netflix, with a February 2023 release being eyed. Starring Netflix regular Anthony Mackie and Stranger Things' David Harbour. What would you do if you found a ghost in your house? Would you scream, cry, or laugh, like the father in this story does? In the original short story, Ernest, a family, led by Father Frank Presley, moves into a new house. Well, new for them. The house is an old, traditional home, so various noises and settling are to be expected. But during the night in their new home, Kevin wakes up to a strange shuffling sound and tracks it to an empty bedroom, where a ghost is standing in the middle of the space. When Frank arrives, the ghost does what you'd expect one to, staggering towards Frank with a moan as lights flicker. But Frank isn't scared. In fact, he finds it hilarious, and so he pulls out his phone and records it all. As of right now, there is no word yet on an official release date. Considering the projected shooting end date of August 30th, 2021, it's highly likely that we will see the upcoming film hit the streaming platform in mid to late 2022. After filming ends, We Have a Ghost will go into post-production, and with an actual ghost being central to the plot, the movie will probably need a bit of effects work during this stage.
Movie Meet, thank you for giving us some info. February 22nd, mark that down, coming to Netflix. We Have a Ghost, and we have a show. Happy Friday to you. Hope you have a great weekend. And follow, subscribe, and share. FSS. Be safe, everybody. Be kind, and remember, most of all, you are loved. Happy weekend.
We are home. We are family. We are things to do and places to see. Mom and pops, local grown, small business Saturdays. We are Main Street, Main Street, Main Street. We are your Main Street today.